It is said that the Federal Reserve has a balance sheet assets worth $9 trillion. Now, if you went and you entered the magnificent building of the Federal Reserve, you will find nothing there other than people and computers. These computers are nothing more than a messaging machine between them and the bank, in which they decide who to credit. They produce at the Federal Reserve absolutely nothing. There is no milk and there is no iron that comes out of there. The only thing they do is message a bank, ask the bank to refresh the page on their computer, and all of a sudden the ledgers has been changed with a few strokes of a button.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally, so we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money.
Just like that. You see, the Federal Reserve is now watching the economy, and they've concluded that there is too much credit outside. Specifically, there are too many people who have in their banks a ledger that says that they can consume. They can go outside and go do some hiking. They can go purchase oil. They can go on vacation. They have the privilege to do that. However, the Federal Reserve is looking, and they know that if many of, or even a small part of these people would actually go and try to have what they want, it would create most certainly shortages, because really there is not enough things to consume as much as people have credit to consume. So they make sure that people have less credit within their banks. How do you go about that? Well, that's what they're doing today. They're selling into the market bonds. They're telling people, listen, if you give me this credit you have, I will reward you with additional amount of credit, and this is the increasing interest rates. Just don't consume today. That's the first thing they're doing. The second way they do it is simply they go to people who have credit within the bank, however they owe this money at some point, that they need to have additional papers every month in order to sustain this amount of credit, their ability to go and consume outside, which supposedly is going to make people to consume less. Now, let's take a minute to talk about how currency is supposed to be created, and I've made a video called Money Creation 101. And there I made the point that currency ought to be created out of thin air, but it must be done when two people who have skin in the game create that currency. And finally, I made the point in that video that today's central power, in this case the Federal Reserve and government, that issue new currency and give it to the people. There is no free exchange that creates that currency, but rather it is created through bureaucracies. And that's again the ill of our times, the centralizations of power and the lack of freedom for people to interact and exchange value for value. And as usual, that's what I have here for you today. I hope it made sense. Till next time.